showed us a good example of someone who's journaling their trades every single day. So, good morning to everybody on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, and good morning to everybody in our live trading room at Stack Trading. Yeah, man, German, you're a great example. So I really hope everyone is encouraged by what you're doing. So, Taj and I, we've got a lot of opportunities that we've identified, and let's just jump right to it. So, the first one that I really like is NIO. NIO is gapping down at around the $57 range. It got a price target upgrade to $80. A lot of you in the live trading room, and maybe those of you who are watching on YouTube, are swinging NIO. Here's the thing about NIO. NIO in the long term is a solid play, guys. Solid freaking play. It's had a pullback because it got overbought. You know, the RSI traded above 70. The stock on January 11th traded, almost 8 points above the upper Bollinger Band. So it had a pullback. It's consolidating. The key number that NIO needs to hold is the $56 to $57 range if you're swinging it. That's the number that you just need to keep in mind on NIO if you're swinging the stock. But today it got a price target upgrade to $80, and look at the pre-market action. It was trading to 57 range and ripped to 59, almost 59. That is what NIO can do, man, when it wakes up. Remember, you got a price target upgrade today at 80. Bank of America, remember I shared that research report with all of you guys. It's in the Discord. Bank of America has a $90 price target upgrade and a bullish price target of over $100 on this stock. There's analysts on Wall Street, tier 1 analysts, that are saying this stock has a 100% upside. This is the Tesla of China, right? The only factor that we need to wait for if you're swinging the stock is we need to wait for those quarterly reports to make sure that NIO is performing at the expectations, that their revenue is good, their profitability is good, cash flow is good, and they are delivering vehicles, right? As long as those things keep working in your favor, NIO is going to be at $100 in a year, maybe sooner. I'll give it 1 year. But so that's what I'm thinking about NIO. But from a day trade perspective, it's in play today. So right now, it popped. It's pulling back a little bit. So I would personally like to see NIO break above, 58.30 to go long. Put your stops at like $58. That's a 30-cent risk on NIO. Trade it to the upside. Maybe we hit $59 on it today. If it pulls back, I want to see it hold the 200 MA. Which on the 5-minute time frame, which is at 57.68. Maybe we can get a bounce from that level and then rip it to the upside. I want to see some reversal action on NIO before I get excited. NIO is going to be on my A list today. Another stock that's going to be on my A list is very similar to NIO is XPEV. So XPEV, let me put it over here on this chart. So XPEV got some news this morning. I shared it in the Stock Alerts channel. Let me read the news to you. They will be the world's first automaker to deploy AMAP's third generation in-car navigation system. Whatever that technical word is, whatever that means. The first mass production vehicle to use surrounding reality display for navigation assisted autonomous driving. That sounds pretty damn good, right? So I think this stock is going to be in play today. Right now, it's bull flagging with the pre-market action. If we see XPEV rip past $54, you better get your hands on some contracts. Go long, because this thing will fly. Put your stops at $53.50. That's a 50-cent risk on XPEV. So that's what I'm seeing here. XPEV is on my A list as well. I like Futu. FUTU. The reason why I like it is because yesterday I actually shorted this stock, by the way. I called to go short here at around $99. It traded down to $95. It was a pretty good short, but then it recovered. This morning, it gets a price target upgrade from Citi, right? Let me see here. Where are you? Citigroup raises price target to $119 with 70 cents. Not sure why they didn't round up to 120, but nonetheless, the stock is going to be in play today. The only concern I have about this stock from a long-term perspective Pull it up on the daily. RSI is at 83. It's trading right at its like upper Bollinger Band, which is at $99.76. So this thing is getting extended to the upside. However, it's a momentum play. So the way I see it is we're gonna trade this bad boy if it breaks above $98, and it's like almost right about it. And we're gonna have to put our stops. If you want to really give it room, 96.50, right? But you can keep it a little tighter at 97. So you're talking about a $1 to $1.50 risk on the trade. Potential upside, first target, 99.15. Second target, yesterday's highs or all-time highs, which is 99.72. So if we can break above those numbers, this thing will rip to 100 plus. All right, so this is actually going to be an A-list stock for me as well. Another name that I like is GameStop. Did you guys watch that video from Citron? Citron posted a video on YouTube giving 5 reasons why you should short GameStop and why it's coming back down to $20. The retail market is messing with Citron because in after hours this thing ripped up to $47.
Yeah, man.
So Citron must be, this guy must be pissed as hell. So it's funny, man. But this stock, it moves so much that it's in play. For full disclosure, I am swinging 40 puts. Actually, is it 40 or 42 puts? Let me see here. I am swinging 42 puts for GameStop. And I got myself on February expiration. I didn't take a big size. I'm just playing with it, and the reason why is because if there's any news like over the weekend, or if the company issues if they do a stock offering, so if they raise capital against the stock price, you're gonna see the stock drop drastically. So that's why I just want to be in it in case that does happen, and it's a small risk for me and potential big reward. From a day trade perspective, you just got to be careful with it. I encourage you guys, we could trade it, just don't go in with too much size because this could really rip your face or, make your day. So I'd rather just be conservative with it. Right now, the way I see it is this. If it breaks above $45, you can go long, put your stops at 44. If it breaks below 43.50, you can short it, put your stops at 44. Keep it tight, right? So on the upside, I'm looking at a $1 risk, right? If it trades to the downside, I'm looking at a 50-cent risk. Okay, so with that in mind, adjust your sizing and make sure that you're not going too big and letting the stock rip your face apart if it stops you out. So just be careful with it. But it is going to be on my A list today because there's a lot of eyes on this one, and I want to get my hands dirty with it. So other names that I'm going to have on my B list. Oh, excuse me. Let me finish with my A list. Tesla is another name that I like. Right now in pre-market, it is flagging a little bit. It did do a double bottom right here in pre-market on the 5-minute. So I like that. It bounced off of the double bottom. So what I see is this. If Tesla breaks above 836, go long, put your stops at 834. $2 risk on Tesla. Not bad. If it breaks below 834, that's the neckline of where the double bottom occurred, then we can test the pre-market lows, which is around 830, 850. And if that breaks, then you've got some downside on Tesla. I'm not biased on which way it's going to go. I'm just going to play whichever triggers, for me to trade it. So Tesla is going to be on my A list. Some other names I'm going to watch as well. And one other name that's going to be on my A list is Microsoft. Microsoft got a big price target upgrade today. I traded Microsoft yesterday twice. The first time I lost on it. Second time I made money on it. And Microsoft, was consolidating yesterday. And it just struggled a little bit, but then broke out in the afternoon. On the daily chart, guys, look at Microsoft. Microsoft is primed to break out. All right? If you pull up a 1-year chart and look at that consolidation it's had. Then look at the price target upgrade Microsoft got. Microsoft got a, let's see here. Gosh, there's so many price targets. $285 from Goldman Sachs. I like that. I like that a lot. As a matter of fact, if you want to swing Microsoft, go ahead. Because this company is going nowhere and the fundamentals are amazing. Microsoft should just be in everybody's retirement account, by the way, including with Apple. But that's besides the point. I am not a financial advisor, so please don't take that as a recommendation for long-term investments. I'm a day trader, and I hear Taj, laughing a little bit there. I just have to throw that disclosure. But Microsoft looks good. So if Microsoft breaks pre-market highs of 226.26, go long. Put your stops at $26. You're talking about a 26-cent risk on it. If you want to give it more room, put it at 225.60. You're looking at a 66-cent risk on Microsoft for potential upside of maybe $1 to $2, maybe more. So look at Apple yesterday. We didn't think Apple was going to rip to the sky like it did. I remember, watch our pre-market analysis from yesterday. It's on YouTube. Taj said, hey, if we can get 2 points on this, great. This thing ripped like more than, I think it did double the expectation that we had. So just, let's just be in it when the action occurs and when it triggers. So that's my A-list, guys. I got a bunch of other B-list names, but I don't have enough time. So, Taj?
Yeah, so, my A-list is definitely, I'm going to be keeping an eye on a lot of the tech names. With these price target upgrades, I think you're going to continue to see tech, be in play over the span of the next few weeks. We have earnings reports coming out soon with a lot of names. So, to kick things off, I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on Apple. Apple is actually able to get near that all-time high, that 138.79. Had a high yesterday at 137.13, so about $1.60, $1.50 away from that price. We are gapping down a bit, closed at 136.87. It's currently at 136, but it's clearly found support here within that 135.50, 136 range. So it's a fairly tight range on Apple. I like it long if it can break above around 136.13. You can place your stops around like 135.70. If you want to give it a little more room, you could go down to 135.50, 135.40. Totally dependent upon you. However, what I would love to see is maybe a little pullback on Apple right out of the gates, and then take it off, break that 136 teen level, play it long, throw your stops at the low of that candle. That would be, the most perfect scenario that I could put on a wish list for Apple to perform right out of the gates. So that's going to be on my A list, as well as Microsoft. I won't go into too much detail about it because Alex has already laid out the perfect game plan for it. But that also will be on my A list as well. I think Microsoft is priming up for a nice breakout. If you look at Microsoft, let me actually just mark this up here. Let's draw a line. Boom, there we go. There actually has been a lot of resistance here around 225, 228 range. 225 to 228 range. So we're clearly up at that level, 226. If we clear 228, Microsoft is going to test all-time highs. So this is going to be a huge moment for Microsoft. Is it going to break out and we see that momentum to the upside that we're seeing with a lot of other tech names? Or is it going to fail that breakout and we're going to start seeing that pullback? Remember, we thought back on November 9th that we broke out, right? We were breaking out of that 120 or that 225 resistance level, and it ended up yanking back aggressively. So keep that in mind that we can get yanks very aggressively. And there goes Microsoft.
Yep.
There we go.
So Microsoft already triggered the long, guys. So we got to wait for some sort of pullback, and where it broke out, let's see if it holds that 226.26, and if it does, you can go long, right? Same game plan. So.
Yep, another name I'll be keeping an eye on is Facebook. So Facebook, as we know, started very rocky yesterday, but it did choose an overall direction. It continued its rally, and I think it has more steam in it. It's currently gapping down about $1, but I think a lot of the names are gapping down a little bit.
Yep.
Apple and Facebook specifically. So it's not a concerning gap down. It might just be a little profit taking during the pre-market hours. However, I think it's gearing up for another run possibly. So I like Facebook if it can break out above around 272. You can throw your stops around 271.40, about a 60-cent risk. And if it does, I think you could definitely see 273 test that level. I'm looking at the daily chart. There's really no resistance until 275. Yesterday's high was 273.60. So it looks like it would be a nice clean run, at least up to 273. So that's going to be not necessarily on my A list, more so my B list, but it is a potential play if you start to see it pick up some steam.
Mm-hmm.
Another name I really like is AMD. AMD found a lot of support here down at, what is this price? $87, right?
Yep.
Yesterday, it had a nice rally, closed right near its highs at 91.53. And now we are gapping up about 3 points. Yeah, exactly 3 points. And what I really like about this play is yesterday you were right below the 8 MA and the 20 MA on the daily chart. Now you're gapping clear above it. So there's no longer any moving average resistance in your way. Now it's just prices. $99. That's the next key resistance that I see, and that's all-time highs on the stock. So the fact that AMD held the support down here, which was very strong support over the past 2 months,
Yep.
around this $89, $87 price range, I think it's gearing up for another run. So if we see the market pop off, if we see a lot of these other names within the semis and the tech industry start to continue its rally, AMD is going to be in play as well. So the way I would play it out of the gates, if you can break above that 94.50 pre-market high, throw your stops, right around $94, and let's see if we can get a rally, continue that rally on AMD. The thing I will say is definitely look to take your profits early on a play like this because it's already had a $3 move, right? So what I would prefer to happen is see AMD sell off to about 93.70, 93.50, bounce back up to 94, and then we can take our longs right there off of like a bottoming tail bar or something like that, right? I would prefer that to happen just because I would feel more comfortable about the long. But if it initially pops off, like I said, keep your stops tight, take your profits early, right? Don't marry any of these trades because that's how you're going to get yourself in trouble. There was one other play. Another play?
Look at XPEV. Popped. All these plays happen, man, before they even let us.
Yeah, there's the breakout right there. Wow. What's the next resistance on XPEV? Okay, 58. Well, I mean, hey, good thing with XPEV, you have a lot of room to move, right?
Yes, sir.
It's bouncing right off its daily 8, so definitely keep an eye on XPEV. So XPEV will be on my A list as well, just because I've traded this stock before, and it's been one of my big winners off of this with very limited risk. So definitely look to trade XPEV. Another name I'll be watching. Again, I'm going to keep mentioning this stock every single day until it breaks out, and that's Virgin Galactic, also known as Space. This stock, it's still bull flagging up here. I said yesterday, if we could, go up and test that $33, $34 price level, I think we're going to start seeing the stock break out a little bit. It had a random just candle that popped off in the middle of the day and shot it up near $34. So I'm looking at the next resistance level, 35.82, and if it clears 35.82, this thing's going to shoot up to 38, maybe 40, maybe test that high of 42.49. So this thing has a lot of potential. So definitely keep your eye on this. I'm going to say it again. The stock is very similar to the setup that Tilray had back here earlier this month, about a week and a half ago.
Yes, sir.
So just keep that in mind. With Space, I'll be watching it, outside of my eye. It's not going to be on my A list today, more so my BC list. But if it starts to pick up that momentum, I'll definitely be looking to trade it. Other than that, I'm just going to keep an eye on the overall market. I love playing the market when it's near its all-time highs, the SPYs, the Qs, and whatnot, because it usually has some of what's the word I'm looking for? Very smooth price action once you start getting into all-time highs, because it's a true movement, right? When was it? The other day, when it hit its all-time high, when we were playing it, it took a while for it to play out, but it was a very smooth move when it happened, right? There wasn't knee-jerk actions. It wasn't heavy pullbacks. The pullbacks were, fairly, smooth even when it happened, and same with the rallies. So I just want to keep an eye on the overall market to see if we can get back up to those highs. We are currently pulling down about 2 points. However, we just broke out of a bull flag, so there goes that setup. So we'd have to wait, have to be a little more patient to look for another setup. But there was a setup here earlier, the break at 382. You could throw your stops at 381.60, and could have played that. But, hopefully we'll get another bull flag here, and we can watch the market to see if we can get another rally and even go back up to those all-time highs. So that's going to pretty much do it for me. My A-list is Apple, Microsoft, and I really like the GameStop as well. Those are going to be my big three.
Yeah. So my big names are Microsoft, FUTU, GameStop, XPEV, NIO, Tesla. I don't know if I already mentioned that one. And my B list is going to comprise of Virgin Galactic, MSTR, which is a stock that trades with Bitcoin, EXPE. We didn't go over this one, but it got a big price target upgrade today. So if you pull up a daily chart on this one, it is primed to break out. So I like this one. I think it can get some buyers to come in today. Watching that one closely. And some other names on my B list are going to be Ford, which is bull flagging right now, GM, Facebook, ENPH. Got some nice news. I shared it on the Stock Alerts channel. And take a look at Baba too. Baba could be an interesting play for us. So those additional names that I mentioned are B list names, but just wanted to share with you all that that those are additional names that I'm watching. So for everyone on YouTube, thanks for tuning in. Smash that subscribe button and have a great weekend. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you can join our community for free. And if you want to trade with us, check us out for a 3-day free pass. And if you love what you see, you can trade with us every single day. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a great weekend. See you all on Monday.